uh, I- what was I don't know if you've talked about our like actual origin story of CWF, which was, it all started, throwing ideas in a Chinese restaurant, right? So, I just wanted to be like, we kind of decided we needed between you and me, G, that we needed kind of like a face and a heel, dichotomy, right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah, and like I was supposed to play this, really hard heel, and I wanted to express that, because I always have this relatively I like to express, my feelings and myself, and this, switching off between mm, femininity and masculinity. I just feel very comfortable, just expressing who I am. And I feel like, I have a really amazing legs, probably better at that time. So I was like, maybe I can just, pull it off, being long leg, hit a, business skirt, high heels, so, it can accentuate my legs, and I can be that, Stacy Keebler kind of, being, but be an actual badass. So that's kind of where the,
Yeah,
the inspiration took me.
rocking the legs before Naomi Smalls on Drag Race.
Oh, far, yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. And yeah, actually, that was the very first time I actually rocked heels in my entire life. That very moment, and then now it feels, so it feels like just like my skin now.
Yeah,
I need to have heels all.
you've went through more pairs of heels than any dude I know that's not a drag queen. I
Yeah, shockingly.
yeah, shockingly, like for someone that's not a drag queen or does a lot of crossplay, you've went through a number of heels. I
Yeah,
I
that
don't
too. Well, I still run in them too, so that could be one reason.
All right, well, gentlemen, let's get down to one of the main topics tonight. Last weekend was a huge weekend in the convention circuit. We had Sac Anime, MagFest, and Taiyo Con all taking place at the same time. Now, our team was split up between Sac Anime, and Taiyo Con. Not that we had three shows, but more so that the organization powers that be were all split up. And Kevin and Jaime, along with Jeremy and Daniel, joined Ian and Obasu over in Arizona for the second ever CWF Heatwave show. Now, if you are thinking or asking yourself, where can I see the video? You can't. You can't.
Oops, not my fault.
You can't, which means that this in very rare form, I do not know what the fuck happened.
Yep.
Oh, it was like the greatest show of all time. Like, not even like any WrestleMania from, that one company can, say they did better than us.
Now, real quick, I'd like to go ahead and take a moment to draw attention to our wonderful chat room, the green room. As always, we respond to your questions and comments on the board. I see Jericho already posting with well, it's the podcast. I don't know why my big show sounds like Louis Satchmo. Um, Thank you, Jericho. Thank you for hosting us too. All right, so let me ask. Let me ask the both of you. What aside from having a show, what made you two want to go to Arizona?
Ooh. Um. Well, for me, It was kind of the appeal of a new setting. You know, it's very few times that I've been outside of California. Uh, Queens City Anime Con was one of the opportunities that I was given to go to North Carolina and do the show over there, and I loved it. I loved the new setting, the people, uh, being able to like talk to other talent. You know, it's it's a fun experience. You know, it kind of gets you out of your skin. You know, you're just used to California, and now you're in a whole other state. Also, the fact that it was going to be kind of like a road trip between myself, Daniel, and Jeremy. I also want to say thank you to Daniel for driving. He was such a great host doing that. Um, all those factors kind of coming together. Also being able to work directly with Ian as well. Uh, just was very appealing to me. I was like, I want to go there. I want to go there and just kind of experience this for myself. I didn't get to go last time just because I remember telling you, G, I was actually in Arizona shortly before the show was going to happen, but I was there for work, so I couldn't actually split my time.
Uh,
But you know, I had the opportunity to do this time, and I was like, let's do it.
and now, just for curiosity, how long was the drive from Los Angeles to Arizona?
It was it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. We did good time. It was about almost 6 hours.
Okay, so that's as long as it takes for NorCal to SoCal.
Oh no. No. I have a famous story about that. The GPS said 6 hours to arrive to San Jose. It took more than 8 hours to get there, and I didn't run into any traffic. I let the record show there was no traffic. It was just very long trip to get there.
Y'all just driving too slow. That's why.
I don't know.
All right, same question to you, Kevin. Now, for those who don't know, Kevin and I usually run shows separately, and there are occasions where we might need to split up, where to cover slack for one another. Now, Kevin, we know you didn't need to go to Taiyo Con because we had Ian and Obasu running it. So, what made you want to switch flights over?
Okay, so uh, one thing, it's a lot cheaper to go from like the city, San Francisco to Phoenix versus San Francisco to DC. So, and I'm kind of down on cash right now. So if we did have, a match, I would have had trust in you to do it alone anyways. And you know what? I think the Taiyoucon could use, um just a little more love, yours truly. But one thing I really wanted to do at the Taiyoucon show is, um push, you know, uh, Obasu or Rimfire, a new general manager, I wanted to make her a star. I really wanted to, you know, make sure this power transfer is complete. Because in the future, I'm not going to be able to go to, every single Arizona show. And I just wanted to make sure that, it's going to be in, really good hands. And, Obasu Rimfire is, doing a really great job. She really improved so much. And, I think I can stay more hands off of like the next time I go. I can maybe, come in as a competitor next time.
Oh, that's it. Kevin is one of the very few people on the front side of the CWF team who has not entered as a competitor. So this is something we've been looking forward to. F
Okay, actually, you know what? That was kind of a little lie. I was actually going to come in as a competitor. But then, I don't know, Taobao just don't, they're not that reliable. Just a warning for people that buy cosplay off of it. But, maybe soon you'll be able to see me up on that stage soon.
Now, yeah, I wonder. Everyone's gonna wonder if people are going to be able to play along with you as a different person. Or are they just gonna say Lashada?
That's the thing. My vocal range isn't that like huge. Like I don't know. Like it. Am I like I'm like when I talk as Lashada, I talk.
You know,
Believe it or not.
you're talking like Lashada right now. Let's.
I am no. This is how I talk.
I
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it's almost like you have Lashada, but it's just her, cousin. You know.
Yeah, of course. And you're
But
Filipino. You're Filipino. You could just say cousin, and then you could say that 1,000 times, and everybody would
yes.
everybody would be like, "Oh, it's a different person because it's a cousin."
Yeah.
Uh
Oh.
wait. There was something that shoot. There was a point I was going to make, and then I went on that Filipino tangent. Damn it, damn it. I had Filipino food, chicken asada for dinner.
Ooh.
Oh man, Filipino food tastes so good, but so bad for your arteries.
Oh, absolutely.
But think of the peanut sauce. It's so good.
Oh, that's the only thing I can't do. It smells hella good, but I can't. That stuff is gonna kill me.
Okay. Now I remember. I wanted to get, I wanted to get some discretion out of not discretion. What's the word? Conflict of interest. I want to address some of that. For just so you know, to keep things, properly fair. The Cosplay Wrestling Federation team was offered a free hotel room and free badges for the entire weekend of Taiyo Con. So we were compensated rather generously for the event. But we should share this because it doesn't seem ethically right to be talking about how amazing of a time we had at this event when we kind of have a personal stake in it.
That is
Oh,
true.
100%. Their Taiyoucon has treated us, amazing.
Yeah,
From the first time we went there to this time,
yeah. The first
it's
time they fed us, which goes to show like how low of a bar you need to clear for us to go like, holy shit, this was amazing. They'd be like, we got granola bars. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, there was a lot of hospitality. You know, as a team, we were invited to go to, I believe it was like room 107, which they had turned into a lounge to basically feed and give drinks to con goers. Basically free of charge. You can just leave a tip if you wanted. Um, the con team, when we were doing all the stuff backstage, were very accommodating. The lights team was like, heck yeah, man, we love this. We can go wild. We can do all sorts of stuff. Like everybody just had a very friendly attitude and was very receptive to like what CWF wanted to bring to the table. And as a team, we were just super excited and just appreciative of everything, all the help that we were getting to make the show happen.
Yeah, during the show, I talked with the sound team, a few times, and they were very prompt with every single request I had during the middle of the show, and they were really nice, and that part of the show went really smooth. That was
For those who haven't been to Taiyoucon or even heard of Taiyoucon, how would you describe it in comparison to other conventions you've been to?
Hmm. Um, Taiyoucon in comparison, it feels very homebody, kind of like you go there and it feels very homey. You know, it's there's enough space to like move around. They had an outdoors kind of like carnival, like a traditional Japanese kind of carnival with games, a little a stage for performers. Like it felt very much like a fair. They happen to have things inside, but it was really cool to see that because you don't really get to see that at like Anime Expo or at at any of like the local like Southern California cons, like they don't do that. They don't they don't
Last
do they don't do stuff like that.
last time I saw a carnival at an anime con was Yaoi Con, like 7 years ago.
Oh yeah.
It was called the
That was
Golden
fun.
Carnival.
What?
Yeah,
See,
no, but the one at Taiyo Con totally kicked its ass.
oh yeah, like they actually had Japanese like carnival games. It wasn't like we're not talking about like pop the balloons here, guys. Like we're talking about like you have the stacks of different like sized discs, and you're using like what do they call it, like a mochi hammer to knock them out, and you got to keep the stack in one shot. So it's like you knock one out, and you got to keep the stack going, and then you knock another one out until you knock the entire stack out. It was just really fun to see in action. And I'm like, this is the kind of stuff I want to see. Like, yeah, there's panels, yeah, there's a game room, but like, there's a carnival outside. There's things to do outside. Taking pictures, posing, watching people sing and dance and do all this stuff. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, they had a like an open stage where anyone can go up, hit some music and gig and just perform their heart out. So it was, there's so much stuff you can do there, and it was pretty busy too because you had the food trucks there. There was a lot of activity going just right outside in that area though.
I would like to make a note of the food trucks. Me and Jeremy went to go check him out. He told me he's not very adventurous when it comes to food, so I took him to the Mediterranean truck, and I'm like, you got to try the tandoori chicken.
Wait, Jeremy hasn't had Mediterranean food?
He says it's not his cup of tea, and he's not very adventurous.
I see.
But when I told him like, hey, this you can never go wrong with tandoori chicken. It tastes really good. The sauce that goes on is really good, and they serve it with fries. You can never go wrong with fries.
So pretty much you're saying is if you don't like the food, you've at least got $8 fries.
See, and he was like, you know what? Sure, let's try it. And he liked it. They gave it to him in like a little sandwich too. So it's like he enjoyed it. He's like, yeah, I was surprised that it was actually really good. It wasn't overpowering, and the flavor was all there. He's like, yeah, like I would have this again. Thanks for getting me to try it. I'm like, you're welcome, man.
Yo.
Culinary skills at work.
Hey, yo, it's hard to not like a good. Well, it's hard not to like tandoori chicken either. Or I'm also a big fan of vindaloo curry, but I don't know if that's halal or Mediterranean. But Indian. Okay, but Jaime.
Yes.
$5,000 question. First off, did you try the Mexican food in Arizona? I asked this with your culinary background.
So I actually true story. I actually looked up the nearest Mexican food place, and it was not that far of a walk away. And somebody, I forgot who, pointed it out in our group when we were walking, and they're like, "Oh, we should try this place." And I was like, "Ooh, yeah, that's the place I looked up. We're gonna go there." Everybody voted to go to McDonald's instead.
Wait. Our team voted to go to McDonald's?
I
Yes.
didn't.
He didn't. Yeah, Kevin was in my boat.
Okay, so all right. Wait. Who was in the voting party? Was it Jeremy?
Jeremy, Daniel, and I believe Ian as well, because Ian was going to meet.
Of course.
Ian might have been meeting people there as well.
Of course. It explains it. Okay. Jeremy's vote is excused because he's not adventurous, but the two white guys basically hijacked the vote.
I ain't gonna blame them. It's like, all right.
No, you literally do blame. It's their votes.
wasn't
Oh,
even a good McDonald's. They didn't even have the McGriddle. That made me mad.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other story. This McDonald's felt like it was like post-apocalyptic. Like the screens didn't work, the card reader didn't exist. They kept claiming things were on the menu. You know, it was
see,
like what is wrong with this place?
see, this is the price you pay. You know, it's Full Metal Alchemist equivalent exchange. Like, you got your really good stuff, but at the cost of a shitty McDonald's.
Pretty much.
You know, when we go to ALA, whatever we eat there is gonna be paradise.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
I will say though we did have a midnight Taco Bell at some point. It was great.
I abstained.
Yeah, Kevin abstained. I was like, I'll get you something. He's like, first he was like, yeah, and then like he thought about it and he was like, you know what? No.
I mean, I think it's because, well, first off, Taco Bell's gotten, I think out of all the fast food restaurants, Taco Bell had went under a time skip and is way better than its old shitty Saved by the Bell aesthetic self.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it does feel kind of like a dice roll eating Taco Bell late at night.
It and that's what it is. It was a dice roll, and it was I think we've out of it was a D20. We probably rolled like a 12 because it was like it came in. I double checked the order. I'm like, cool. I opened up the box because I got a box. It was the wrong box, and I was like, "Well, too late to change now. Let's make sure all the other items are the same." And it's like, I think Daniel ordered a steak quesadilla, and they gave him a chicken quesadilla, and I'm like, "It feels like I really just got the wrong order." And the guy was like, "Good enough. Let's deliver this." And I was like, well.
Yo, man, some guy went through the back kitchen blindfolded and just took whatever, dude.
He was like, let's assemble this with the cocking gun. Let's go.
There could have been a thigh from KFC in there for all I care.
It was weird. It was just a weird menagerie of tacos. Like, some of the tacos were not the tacos I ordered. I'm like, I really do feel I got the wrong order. But it was all the actual items supposedly, and the drink was the same. And I was like, okay, this all right, we rolled a 12. We got the order, but
so you got a bootleg order where everything was what it's supposed to be. It was just a little bit off.
Yes.
It's not X-Men, it's X people or something like that. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like Dr. Shasta.
Dr. Shasta.
There was also like another guy in that room that said that he was a previous Taco Bell manager for like 7 years.
Oh yeah.
Just talking shit about every single thing we shouldn't buy.
Jeez, like, why would you? Okay, I mean, let's be fair. Every job is an honest job, but at the same time, the way you described him, it sounded like he was flexing. Like, I was a Taco Bell manager for 7 years. Like, I wouldn't admit that out loud.
Well,
manager.
He was a manager, and the strangest part of his flex was that besides shitting on the product that he shelved for 7 years, he's like, the chicken is okay. The chicken is safe to order. We're like, thanks for the tip. What do you do with that info? Okay, I'm just gonna get chicken. At a taco place.
Was he expecting for you to just toss the whole thing and then order again?
Yes, I guess. Also, he strangely wanted to get in on the order.
What?
This was a conversation for these 4 people. The offer doesn't extend to the rest of the con.
I bet you should have got him in on the order, because it could have been like some In-N-Out secret menu bullshit where he'd been like, I'll have a steak quesadilla, and oh yeah, my grandmother's on vacation. Oh, that's the secret code to not fuck up.
The secret code did not fuck up. This is the order, guys. We only get these once in a blue moon.
Oh shit!
He was really, really wasted too, to the point
Yep.
where Chaz wouldn't even give him any more drinks.
Chaz is like, I'll give you some milk. Would you like some milk? You can pretend it has alcohol in it. And he's like, sure.
See, hi there, CWF universe. This is what you come into. Talk about the show. Nah, let's just go ahead and talk about Taco Bell and dystopian McDonald's in Arizona.
Oh, well, we also forgot the best part. This guy was handing out Easter eggs with Pokemon in it. So, I mean, you could take that to the bank, too.
What the fuck is in the water of Arizona? What the fuck is in the water? Shitty McDonald's, Taco Bell that bootlegs your order, and a guy who's flexing on you with Pokemon cards and Easter eggs. In January, who has Easter eggs in January?
Exactly. I was like, well, all right.
I will say there's probably less drugs at Arizona cons compared to California cons, but they don't need.
Well, there's a lot of things less in any other con compared to California cons. But I think we've waxed poetics about the food in Arizona enough. But let's get to the show. So
Yes.
run down the roster for us.
You want me to run it down?
Someone.
Or, you know,
Let
Kevin
me
can
get
run
my
it down.
list.
You had the list.
Let me get my. Do I have a list? Crap. This. I don't want to forget anyone, and it's like they were healthy. Okay, so there were. Yeah, we had we had a roster of 5 people, right? And we do you just want to talk about each one by one?
Yeah, go ahead.
We started with Super Mario. Yeah, he started off the show. He did his thing.
He did his thing.
All right, well,
What else do you say?
What
else do you say?
I can go into a little bit of detail. So Mario comes in, you know, he throws his coins everywhere, does his laugh, walks down the aisle, all swagger in hand. You know, he cut a really, really good promo, calling out Dan and just really like laying it in that, you know, he's the best. That's why he's Mario, man. He's certified doctor and recently recertified to be a legal doctor. He made a very good point about that. People have been challenging the legalities on that. And he's like, no, I'm good now. It's cool. It's all kosher. I can prescribe to all of y'all, you know. But he did a really good job. Very phenomenal. He set the tone for sure. You know, he came in, was loud. He was getting people's attention. You know, the crowd was definitely awake. And they're like, yes, more, please.
Actually, before that, before Mario, I think we need to talk about like who really started off the show, which was Dan.
Vance as Dan Hibiki.
Mhm.
The first ever CWF participant to win 2 different shows in 2 different states.
That is quite the achievement.
Yeah, or I don't know, call it like an alt.
No, Dan won SoccerCon and Arizona.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. I was thinking like the third.
And fun fact, when Dan did his entrance, he was doing his rolling punch attack from the games. So he rolled all the way down to the stage.
That's classic Vance. That's classic
Yeah.
Vance.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, doing the poses and stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
that takes some dedication. You got to roll all the way down. You know, not everybody's in that condition to do that. And Vance was pulling it off majestically.
Okay, so tell us about Vance, Kevin.
So apparently this actually isn't the Dan we all love and respect. Or something happened with Dan because all of a sudden he started being so mean. He started like pulling off about his, he got muddy, how we all suck, and still pushing himself over. But he was very disrespectful this time.
And how did the crowd receive that?
I don't know. They didn't like him.
Yeah, because Dan. So the story was Dan won as a babyface, 2019. He beat Matt Ishida to become the Heatwave, the first ever Heatwave winner. And then, in true Dan Hibiki fashion, fame got to his head, and he forgot his roots, and he grew a douchebaggy mustache.
It looks so like, black and white.
Yeah, Snidely Whiplash. I'm gonna tape you. I'm gonna tie you to a train tracks.
That's exactly what I thought. It was. It's like one of those old cartoons where they suddenly know they're evil when they use a pen and just draw on mustache.
Like the thing is made out of a slinky mustache.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually saw him like grooming it in our room, and I was like, "That's legit."
All right. So we had heel Dan, then we opened up with Jeremy. Then who was next?
Who was next?
You guys, I was counting on you.
I lost the list too.
No, I was next.
Oh, you were next. Okay.
Yeah. Senior Mustache and Spicy were next. So, in typical fashion, right? Made a great entrance with the best song of all time.
Chorizo.
Oh, burrito. Dun, 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 dun.
How the hell did you find that song?
It was definitely a search on that YouTube algorithm, because I was like, I gotta go down this rabbit hole and see where it takes me. I was like, burrito songs, no. Funky salsa songs, no. Guys making funny faces. Oh, that somehow gives me a burrito song.
because I can't find whenever a song is uploaded there, that has a video, somebody always uploads the MP3 of it. I can't find it.
Yeah, it's a mystery. It's a mystery. But it's a fun song. I listen to it occasionally when I want to get inspired. But performance-wise, it is pretty good. People were very receptive to Senior Mustache Spicy Burrito. Arizona, the Arizona folks were very enthused to see him wearing the 24/7 belt. So he walked into the show with it. So he's like, flaunting it, showing it off, talking about how he won it from some loser. And Spicy Burrito was just was getting over the crowd. He was talking to him about, the week-old beans, how they ain't spicy enough, how he's going to bring the heat to Arizona, and just all sorts of funny food puns and spice puns and heat puns.
So we gotta tell a story about how Jaime. One of the reasons why Jaime was in Arizona, because I was in a call with Ian and Obasu, and we were just talking about the show and how there was still space in the hotel room, and I said, "You guys need to get Jaime." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You need Jaime because you need the freaking spicy burrito in Arizona. The material writes itself." And Ian's like, "Oh my God, yes, 100%." Because that's how Ian reacts to everything. He likes 100%. And then I'm on the call. He's like, I'm gonna message Jaime. ... Jaime's in.
Yeah, the conversation was like, "Hey, you want to come to Arizona? For Heatwave? Yes.
So in the back of my mind, I knew it's like, what kind of potent El Diablo combination did we unleash with Jaime's insanity? Because he's in Arizona, where he could really talk about all the Mexican food. Because you can't really do that in North Carolina.
Yeah, the North Carolina, the angle that really worked was talking about the Carolina Reaper. People really like that line.
But
And
now it's Arizona.
now it was
Literally.
Arizona, and I even gave a shout out to North Carolina. Talked about how Spicy Burrito made the Carolina Reaper over there, and that he was coming to Arizona to do the same. He was going to plant his seed into the ground and make the hottest pepper known to man spring forth, but he couldn't do that. Couldn't do that because Dan Hibiki was standing in his way.
His phone was just on it.
It was some crazy stuff.
I think what could have really tied that together is that Dan Hibiki found the most fertile land in Arizona and built his stupid dojo on it.
That would have been really good. I should have used that.
Well, that's why I'm here to help tie shit together, but I wasn't.
Right.
All right, but Kevin, let's be fair. Jaime's opinion was a little biased. How over was the burrito? Like, was it at Jump Street the moment you say burrito, everyone's like, I got this. Yes.
There was like a lot. I mean, this was Mario really hyped up the crowd like really high, and they managed to like just as much energy hit so hard for the burrito. It was like, I think they looked at it like, what? Because most of these there's a lot of these a lot of the audience members were first time viewers of the CWF. So I think number 2 comes and it's wait, that what? It's like now we're like truly diving into insanity right now.
I went full in on the crazy angle this time. It's like just gotta out crazy everybody this go around.
You see, the CWF is really redefining what anime sports entertainment really is.
Yes, and all over Twitter.
I almost said that.
All over Twitter, people are comparing us on par with AEW.
Yes.
I saw that and was like flabbergasted. I was like, what? What?
Yes, we are on par. When people think of AEW, they also think of the Cosplay Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, search that in in quotation marks. Cosplay Wrestling Federation in quotation marks, and you will see people talking about us
and why we're forcing SmackDown to get good.
We're setting the trend, folks.
We are
setting it here first.
So spicy burrito goes, and then after spicy burrito,
we have CM Puff.
Yeah,
good old Ian.
Ian comes in, and here's the thing, man. Ian comes in wild. He is singing his theme song straight in, bam. Getting the crowd going, getting them to react to his singing and stuff. He was really putting on a performance, both as his character and as himself.
Yeah, I think Ian. We had like one really loud. What's that word again? someone that audience member that comes in, interrupts, shouts random stuff.
Heckler.
I can't think of the word.
Hecklers.
Heckler. Yeah. There was one certain heckler in the audience that really kept trying to put himself in the show over every time Ian was pushing himself, but Ian was really heartfelt and really and actually addressed every single thing that he was throwing out, and he was quick to react. His character was strong, severe, and you could tell his intentions just from his face alone. Pretty it's pretty heavy, I'd say.
Yeah, Ian's ever since Mag West, Ian's gotten a lot more cerebral with his character. It's not the one that pops the audience the most, but it's the one that kind of makes you take a step back with the complexities of the character inside. Like he's conveying a lot more than what he's saying. I
That's
always
very true.
I always get that
Very.
impression. Like a lot of the roster of CWF, they say what they feel. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm angry. I'm a burrito. But Ian could say a completely unrelated statement, but it ties into the overall thesis of his promo.
Yeah.
That's very true. It's like I'm gonna bring, my other, the other thing I'm also part of. I'm also part of, the Dance Dance Revolution and Pump It Up freestyle scene. That there are like two, like in Pump It Up there are two big ways you can perform. You can perform by showing every single like high energy power move or whatever, or you can take a step back, bring a story, take it easy. You don't have to react at every single thing you say. You sometimes you just have to look at the whole picture and the thing that they're trying to convey from beginning to end. And I think Ian did just a great job pushing and his character through. Over it may not be as explosive as other people, but as he goes more and more, it goes deeper and deeper, and sometimes you just don't know how to react to it.
It's a promo where if the audience is silent, it's not because they're bored, it's because they're engaged.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, okay. Spicy burrito, Jigglypuff, and then who else?
It was I believe
Jotaro.
Bla-
Jotaro. Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So I know Daniel was planning something really elaborate with his entrance. Did it happen?
Yes.
The fact that you had a yes trailed off makes me concerned.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say elaborate. I would say it was more kind of a. He planned a video, and the audio in it, I would have to say, unfortunately, the audio that he had planned to use wasn't as usable as we wanted. I filmed it on my camera, and I kind of held it a little bit too close to me, and I would like the chat to know that I am a mouth breather, so it was like throughout the whole video while talking. So he ended up editing it, and it was basically silent, and just put in the yada yada at the end when he's pointing to the convention center walking in. So we shot it outside. I used my camera and took a low hanging shot. And originally, it was supposed to show his face, and then it quickly swung to the back, and he's pointing his finger to the convention in like a very dramatic pose, while he's talking and stuff. And then he does the Do walk to get in. Uh, the final product was different. He uh, obviously took out the audio, only put in the yada yada, and he did not choose to show his face. He edited that part of the video where it came up to about his chest, and then it edited to the back, like it quickly swung to the back already, and then showed him walking towards his convention, and then he came through the doors and was like, yeah, Oda, Oda, um, and then did his classic Jotaro like fist pump and stuff.
All right, I gotta admit something. I was partly responsible for giving him the building blocks for that idea. Because Daniel wanted to do an elaborate entrance. I think it was originally he wanted to make like a cardboard sign of the menacing sign and punch through it. But
Oh.
but I said that there's going to be a lot of blank space, and I don't know if menacing is going to read far away. And we were talking about how what if he made a video where he's in a jail cell and he rips open the bars. And that got me thinking. So I linked Daniel a video. I was like, what if, because I went, what if you entered from, like, you walked toward the convention, like across the street or something. And I stopped and went, wait, I have an idea. And I show him Goldberg's entrance. And that's how we went, yes, I want to do something like this. So, yeah, that was what Daniel was kind of what I wouldn't say based it off of, but it helped him think of it was Goldberg's. You know the entrance where the guys do Goldberg get out, and he's got the cops on his side. That shit. Yeah. Wrestling's weird.
Wrestling's weird.
Wrestling's weird.
It's too bad we couldn't get like the spark without them.
And I assume Black Jiraiya's who closed it out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Black Jiraiya closed it out.
And how is Black Jiraiya? I know it was the same guy who played Black Jesus last year.
Yes, Black Jiraiya actually came in with a very fresh performance. He walked in was dancing also to his music. He was spitting out rhymes. He acknowledged his very good friend Black Jesus and that he was here in his place representing. And
the call, yo, my homie Jesus.
Black Jesus.
My bad.
My homie Black Jesus.
That's me.
And he tied it back to his performance from last year while staying in character. And what I really loved about his performance was that it was a fusion character. You know how Jiraiya sometimes talks in that kind of like haikus and stuff. Does like that little poetry here and there. And he used that. He started throwing little haiku, little verses, little freestyle here and there, while trash talking Dan Hibiki. It's just like, I love it. I love it.
I think that's really so. Did he actually use haikus, or was it just poetry in general?
It was more of a freestyle. Like he would try to do the haiku, and then he would do like verses in haiku, and then he would stop doing that and then go into freestyle.
I don't blame him, dude. 575. It's yes, that is the syllable count of a haiku. People, I know that off the top of my head. I don't know why, but 575. I just remember it. Anyway, it's really hard to just think of a sentence on the fly, let alone make your sentences match a certain syllable count.
True.
And I would just go straight bars if it were me too.
Right. Which I do appreciate that he was using a bit of Jiraiya, because there is a character at Naruto where you could just do straight up freestyle, and that's Killer B. But I think that if he did Killer B, it's a little too on the nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no surprise. Oh, it's Killer B. He's probably gonna rap.
Yeah, like one thing, you don't need to be, the Wikipedia definition of, the canon character you're trying to portray in, the CWF. whatever Bill's character or whatever can fit in pro wrestling setting, then absolutely you don't have to like copy every single thing. Put a little you in it,
Put a little,
That's true.
and that's what he did.
any standout lines from the first round?
Oh man, see, that's the hard part. The video footage would help.
That no, this is like normally I don't go super in depth about what happened in the show, but literally this is the audio archive. This is the dramatic retelling that we need because the show is lost in time.
I would say round one, Mario's. So I believe it was the heckler that was trying to say something about him not having that the princess is never in his castle or something like that. Or maybe that was round two. See, I'm misremembering. I'm pretty bad at this, but Mario did say a line about how Dan doesn't understand that Princess Peach has a rescue fetish. And I was just like, that came out of left field, and I love it. What else? What else? Round one. I think there was more memorable lines in round two because it was that direct attacks to Dan. Well, it was really sticking.
All right, let's move on to round two. I assume everyone moved forward in the rounds.
See.
Hi.
But I know it's so much harder to think about what was said in after because you're all in the moment. You're all, and then you kind of forget who said what and when and.
Yeah, it was a crazy show. There were a lot of moving parts in this one, so I'm always under.
Actually, let me go ahead and ask that. How did it feel running the show? Like, how did it feel from your perspective, from the stage looking forward?
I didn't run the show. There was still a whole lot of things like stuff with the camera that like it's not. Well, this is. I didn't have as much of a show to run compared to I did as at Krakencon or CarrierCon, which was all me. But I had help from Obasu as Rimfire. Ian was there to help me. He the funny thing is he actually did correct me when I said the wrong copyright infringing name for the Anything Goes title. Yeah. It was it was a bit chaotic at times because we had a couple less people than usual, but you know what? I felt like it went a lot smoother.
All right. It's always good to ask. Now, Jaime, you said that there were some. What were your favorite burns in the second round?
Oh, okay. So favorite burns. Black Jiraiya just straight up calling Dan Hibiki trash and then just going on a tirade about trash. He did typical like his gi trash, his shitty mustache trash, his hairstyle trash, his Shuyukon style trash. Just his dojos trash, and it's just
I
but
know that.
me, it was great. It was great. I was just dying, trying not to laugh. So I was like, this is gold. It's trash. um, was Jotaro coming back in black? He changed because he saw that Dan Hibiki was dressed up, so he was like, now I'm dressed up too. So I'm back in black. And he just starts ripping Dan a new one, saying how he's gonna like he's fraudulent and he's been like scamming all these people at his dojos, you know, and that it's all it's gonna take is one punch to take him out and all this kind of stuff. CM Puff basically saying that, you know, Dan Hibiki got taken out by one kick by Sagat. And it's like, it's going to take less than that to take him out. He's like, no, man, you're not even worth it. And he does like this whole, like, here, sit, you know, like, puts his arm over his shoulder, kind of giving him like life advice. Like, you know what, man, like, you're a joke. We all get you're a joke. But there's still time for you. Kind of, you know, had this like very great conversation. Like, you're shit and you know it. Just accept it. It's okay.
Oh, that passive aggressive. I'm giving you advice, but I'm dissing you at the same time.
Yes. Oh, it's so good. Oh, damn. And then Mario. Oh man, Mario. Damn, I'm trying to remember what he told him in the second round. What did he tell him? Cav, do you remember what he told him in the second round?
No, that's.
He actually went up first. He was up first. We still did it all in order. So we went first. I went second. Then CM Puff, then Shotaro, then Black Jiraiya. So I'm kind of working my way backwards.
Well, actually, I think I could ask about a round you do remember, Jaime. Let's talk about the finals.
Oh.
Let's skip right to the finals. You versus Dan Hibiki. Spoiler alert. Senior.
But you're skipping the part where I
think we should rewind.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. There's a good part.
Was it you versus Senior Spicy Burrito versus Jotaro Kujo?
Oh yes.
All right.
Yes.
So there was a tiebreaker that determined the number one contender, and it was Jotaro Kujo versus Spicy Burrito.
Mm-hmm. So, ladies and gentlemen, we went on a bizarre adventure on this one. Let me tell you what.
This is kind of like student versus master. The person who helped create Spicy Burrito.
That is true, and Daniel was the one who brought me into the CWF. So you know, he is my master. You know, maybe he doesn't acknowledge it, but he is my master. He showed me what's up, and I'm gonna preface this before the show. He says, "Remember this date." Gives me, I believe it was January 11th, 1989. And I was like, "What does that mean? What does that mean?" And I just kept scouring the internet. It's like these articles about Ronald Reagan were coming up, and I'm like, none of this is relevant. What does this mean? So I go into the show. You know, we're here in the finals, and he brings up the date. He's like, "I remember this." Starts pointing to Spicy Burritos. Like, "I know what this is. January 11th, 1989. I destroyed this stand. This burrito's a stand. It's Anubis. It's been melted down and turned into a foil for this burrito, and it's controlling Senior Mustache." And I was like, what? What?
I was thinking the same ass thing. I was like, what is this? Is Jaime aware of this new plot of like? I was like, how are you selling it? That's what I was.
I was not, and I was genuinely not just scared, but my mind was blown. I was like, what the hell? Like, what?
Dude, you sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh character when they get hit by a trap card.
Yeah, it's like I
Nani?
Like, what? Nani?
Wait. What's what in Spanish?
Oh, what?
There we go.
You know, I was just like, and he's just going off, like he sees the fear in my eyes through my sunglasses, and he's just going to town. He's just like, yeah, and I, like just like that time before, I'm gonna beat the stand again, and I will free you, Senor Mustache, and I'll make sure that this stand controls nobody ever again. I will bury it so far deep into the ground, and just doing all these things. I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna say to this? And he hands the mic over. And I'm like, loading time in my brain. It's like, boom, loaded. And I was like, okay, just go crazy. And I was like, that's a funny story, actually, Spicy Burrito, this happens all the time. He gets mistaken for Anubis all the time. Spicy Burrito is actually Anubis's second cousin from Mexico. They are confused for each other all the time, and it just like deflated him. It just deflated him. He was like, "What?"
Wait, how did the crowd react to that?
The crowd loved it. They ate it up. They're like, "What? What the hell?"
Do you realize how big of a gambit you pulled? You basically said that the Egyptian god of death is really Mexican.
Well, he's related to Spicy Burrito. It's his cousin. Spicy Burrito is Anubis's cousin. Second cousin from Mexico.
Oh my god. There's actually a connection you could use. There's an actual connection that makes this plausible, believe it or not. Do you know how you could do it?
I don't.
Yeah, he's a cousin. He came over to visit. He likes our pyramids because they're square. The Aztecs. Say hi.
The Aztecs say hi. See, it just came to me. I was like, okay, he's his second cousin. But then I turned it on its head. I'm like, all right, he's attacking me with stands. So I was like, but I'm like, little did Jotaro Kujo know that his stand was not activated by Dio. No. See, Spicy Burrito took a trip way back in the day to Japan, to the mystical land of Japan. And he saw a young boy, a very good boy, sitting by himself, hungry, wanting something more in life. So Spicy Burrito took pity on his boy, and he gave him a burrito. And upon his first bite, he received his stand. The name of that boy is Jotaro Kujo. And the crowd was like, what? So I decanonized that Dio gave him a stand and established that Spicy Burrito is actually the reason why Jotaro has his stand. That's why Jotaro's stand looks like an Aztec warrior.
You could have also said it was a special burrito, a burrito not from the silver menu, not from the gold menu, but the platinum menu.
And I hand the mic back, and he you could see it, and he's like, "What?" But he's a champ, he's a champ. He's been in this ring before, and he's like, all right. And he segues into the whole point of Taiyoucon, Taiyo the Sun, and he talks about how he defeated the Sun, which is the hottest thing around, and he will punch out the Sun to defeat Spicy Burrito. Because that is the hottest thing around. Spicy Burrito holds no candle to that, and how he's basically going to defeat he's still calling the burrito Anubis. So he's going to defeat it, and he's like, I punch out the Sun, and I will punch you out too, and it's just laying into me that he's not giving up. That this is a stand, and he's going to free Senor Mustache from it, and he's going to punch out the Sun to do it. And I was like, okay. He heads back to Mike, and I'm like, if you punch out the Sun, then it will be dark. And because it will be dark, it will be midnight. And you know what happens at midnight? We go out for midnight burritos. And the crowd's like, yeah, midnight burritos. See. and it was like, what do you do? What do you? This guy's saying he's gonna take out the sun, and people are like, yeah, midnight burritos.
What were you on? I don't.
I don't think I could have done as well.
Because Kevin, you know the advice I gave Jaime a long time ago. Did you hear it?
Oh,
Well, he
I
talked
probably
about.
did, but tell me.
He talked about when he was getting eviscerated by Keanu Reeves, and holy shit, that Keanu Reeves was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And Jaime said, I didn't know what to say in the moment. I didn't know how to respond to him. And I went, "You're spicy burrito. You don't win fights by trying to outwit them. Don't fight this like a crazy, like a legitimate back and forth. Out crazy them. Like turn the whole table around. Like flip it over. Just cause chaos."
That's exactly what Jaime told me. Like, he told me.
Yeah, if you can't outwit them, out crazy them. Listen to them. Like, don't no sell what they say. Obviously, acknowledge what they say, but spin it in the weirdest way you can.
It was one for the ages. Like, definitely, it just I just kept out crazing him, and you know, I took it. It's just flabbergasted. He was genuinely flabbergasted. Like, what a... I just literally said I was going to punch out the sun, and I could beat you by punching out the sun, and people are saying that they're happy because they're going to have midnight burritos now.
Oh, see, this is where I, as the ghostwriter, come in and go, the way you push this forward is the benefit of midnight burritos is Taco Bell's midnight menu starts at midnight. So, and if you're really hungry, the Jack in the Box Munchie Meal box also starts at that
midnight. So now it starts earlier because it's night all day. Oh man.
The Lashada and me is gonna be asking for, you know, those marketing royalties. For everything rich.
Forever rich midnight burritos at all time.
Okay, apparently there's a band there's a song called The Midnight Burrito.
There's a song called The Midnight Burrito?
Yes. There is a song.
What is it about?
I don't know. It's by $NAX. So Snacks, The Midnight Burrito.
Oh my gosh.
You can buy this on Amazon.
I'll definitely have to give it a listen.
Listen to the preview. It's probably sick or something.
It's gonna sound white. Just watch.
Midnight Burrito. But yeah, after that, we went into Dan and Senior Mustache and Spicy Burrito.
And how'd that round go? Was it any more ludicrous than what I just heard?
It was on par because Dan attacked the burrito and called it not just not spicy, but he compared it to eating trash food, and that he had eaten actual trash, and that it was better than a spicy burrito. So like he admitted to eating trash, and I'm like, what?
Oh no, that's a legitimate technique. It's basically you hurt yourself to hurt your opponent more, because like what are you gonna say? Your opponent already admitted to eating trash. You can't go, ha, you're homeless. Now you look like a jerk.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. And then when he was like, oh yeah, it's not spicy. It's as spicy as milk. And I was like,
oh,
what? What? Oh no, you didn't. Like he's like telling, he's referencing his dojos again and stuff. And I'm like, all right. So the idea to attack Dan, now that he had already kind of like did the trash thing and said the spicy burrito was not spicy, I'm like, okay, let's attack first the spicy part, because spicy burrito must be known as spicy burrito. He cannot have his image attacked like that. So I went on this whole thing about like the ingredients again, right? It's something I always like to fall back on. And when we got to the guacamole, I'm like, guacamole is not spicy. I'm like, but Dan, one whiff of this guacamole, and it was too spicy for you. You didn't even eat it. You just smelled it. And I'm like, so if spicy burrito is not spicier than milk, the milk is too spicy for Dan Hibiki.
You know what the most fucked up thing you could have said was? Because you could have said, let's be frank. When we think of great spice testers in history, great food critics of authentic Mexican cuisine, the name that we sure as hell know that none of them are named Dan.
I will say that when he was talking about trash, I had to tell him, like, okay, if you're used to trash, eat all the trash you want. Then I will not take that pleasure away from you.
Yo, you pulled a Happy Gilmore on him.
just yes, overindulge. Do whatever you want with the trash.
Remember that insult? Like, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat shit?
Yeah, you eat shit. That's right. That's technically where I got it from. But he set himself up. So I was like, all right, this is Happy Gilmore, this one. So I was like, yeah, eat all the shit you want, Daddy Mickey. That's fine. More burritos for everybody else. But I'm like,
normally people throw away the foil.
By all means, eat it. But I tried to, because Dan's trying to pass himself off as this big warrior, he's a successful businessman. So how do you humiliate somebody who's now rich and successful and thinks highly of himself? You give him a remedial job. So basically, that's what I did. I basically hired him. I was like, so here's what you're gonna do, Dan. You're gonna take off the stupid gi. All right. You're gonna put on a shirt. You're gonna put on a hairnet. You're gonna get in the kitchen and you're gonna make a burrito. And he's like, no. And he goes back to hand the mic back, and he goes back in full swing, talking about how his dad gave him this legacy, and how the burrito is just. He goes back into his trash, and he's eating trash, and he just doesn't get off this trash thing. And he's like doing all these things.
I like how you just sabotaged the background of two people, you son of a bitch.
I know. So Dad heads it back. And I'm like, nope, we're not getting off this. I'm making this guy my employee. So I come back. I'm like, Dad, okay, you've quite established that not only do you eat trash, you have no good taste. I'm like, so, Dad, Jotaro has punched the sun out. We're all here for the midnight burrito. Let's not keep this farce going anymore. All right.
Your 15-minute break is over.
Yeah, like by the end of this bout, take off the gi, put on a shirt, get the hairnet, go in the kitchen, and make me a burrito. And he just concedes. He like ducks his head down.
I couldn't notice that, but now that makes it like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like,
Kevin,
oh.
how hard was it? How hard was it for you not to corpse?
I think I lost it like right at like round 2.5. So I felt like I was already out. So I guess that's the good part of the burritos foil reflecting the sun's rays into the cameras, and making all that footage mute. But
Oh my
because
god.
I'm pretty sure.
See, that's like my favorite thing in CWF is promos that make me question reality. Like there's certain promos where you're just sitting in your chair and you look at the sky and you yell, "What am I doing with my life? What is going on?"
I remember we were feeling that, if the debut of the Freaky Fish guy.
Yeah, the debut of the Freaky Fish guy. Whenever Mark talks, just and now this moment, I feel like if I was on stage, I would have lost it. I think I got off easy when I fought Jaime at Queen City Anime Con. The worst thing he said to Matt Ishida was, "You dare talk to Spicy Burrito directly?"
What is my chopped liver? I will say that Dan attempted a raging demon. Yeah, raging demon, and he tripped. So Spicy Burrito took the opportunity to pin him, and Black Jiraiya came in as a sub referee and did the 3 count.
Oh my god, that's a throwback to the Street Fighter comics.
Yep.
No,
that's from the Udon comics where he was gonna fight Sakura.
Hey, you read
yeah.
that too? Yo, my friends gave me all the Sakura comics. That's the only run of Udon I have, but I love those Sakura comics because just such random shit happens.
Yep. And what's funny too is that the reason Black Jiraiya jumped in as referee is that he was one of the only contestants to give props to Spicy Burrito. So it's like he basically complimented the what was it he said? He complimented its spiciness and its flavor. He's like, see, because he said that Dan Hibiki's he's doing comparisons with Dan Hibiki's style and flavors and stuff, and he's like, at least the burrito's more flavorful than you, and this and that, and he's like, pointing over to the burrito. I was like, all right, Spicy Burrito acknowledges that compliment.
The only other thing that had seasoning.
And seasoning, yeah.
Oh, well. That was Taiyoucon. Taiyoucon. Overall, you had a good time?
Oh, yeah. Taiyoucon was a blast. Definitely. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. I have always so much fun. Well, the first time I went was just as fun as this time. The people are awesome. We had a great crowd. There's just great, Arizona talent there. And,
great Arizona.
They can keep this show up.
Shout outs to Vance and Black Jiraiya. They're definitely shaping up to be the vanguards of the Arizona. Well, actually, no, not Vance because Vance is in Seattle. But case in point, they're getting some good exclusive Taiyoucon people. Now, let's talk about Anime Los Angeles.
Oh.
Forgot it's this weekend.
Yes, it is this Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, Jaime, you're in the show.
Yay!
I mean, you know that, but
the audience didn't know that.
True. How do you? Is your approach this Friday going to be a little bit different now that you are the Heatwave champion? Also, I gotta say, congrats on your first. This is your first championship run.
It's I mean, winning Queen City. I feel like hopefully, right, that I can run this victory into another victory at ALA. When I got defeated at Anime California after the victory at Queen City, it was very eye-opening. That like you said, out crazy. That's something that I should really stick to. and I feel that that's when I'm gonna go with going into Anime LA. I've never brought Spicy Burrito to Anime LA. I've usually done saying so. I mean, he's very stable. Comes in, yeah, I'm the world champ, this and that, smoking beers. Accuse other people of taking credit for what he's done, and then kind of default to fake news. They didn't do that. They're chumps. This and that. I'm the best. So it's gonna be a different flavor coming in. I don't think Anime LA has ever had such a off the wall crazy concept as Senior Mustache and Spicy Burrito. So I'm just gonna go in as crazy as I can.
I mean, it's pretty night and day between when you debuted at Anime Expo to like right now. I thought you were even like you weren't too completely confident and sure on your character. Like the first round I saw you at Anime Expo, but now with QC and right now for Taiyo Con that it's you got it now.
Thank you. It's definitely been a confidence boost to have that acknowledgement, and honestly just being able to work with everybody in our group. Daniel's always really helpful. G, you're always very helpful. Kevin, Jeremy, especially. Wes, whenever I get a hold of him, and stuff. So it's Robert too. But mainly I laugh with Robert. Robert makes me laugh a lot. But it feels like one big family, and there's a lot of support here that, helps me get through it and helps me, give the best performance that I can. So I'm hoping to give that at Anime LA as well.
ALA is always a interesting show for us, just because, well, for the first part, it's where we started. We owe a lot to Anime Los Angeles, and the ALA crowd is they're very warm. I feel like out of all the crowds, you have to fight the ALA crowd the least. Like they pretty much go with everything you give them. But I also starting to notice that ALA is the show with the most tension, because whoever wins ALA sets the tone for Fanime. And a lot of people want to be the Fanime champion. The Fanime champion is that's a big one. It's a big one, and looking at the card, I'm not going to spoil any other people besides Spicy Burrito and Skeletor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, shit. Oh shit, yeah, Skeletor.
Oh shit.
I'm not going to spoil anyone, but this card it's weird, and I like weird cards. Like, the more Kevin and I do the CWF, the more we appreciate weird choices. Like Krakencon weird or Mag West weird.
We've also been wrong a lot.
Oh no,
between
I do not pick who wins. I'm not picking who wins. I can't.
Not anymore.
Kevin and I can't. The fact that I said, throw Robert. I mean, whatever. He has the suit. What could happen? He's gonna win. Oh, I was so wrong. But anyway, I think that will be it for tonight. I'd want to thank our guests, Kevin and Jaime, for this special Tuesday 2020 episode. We'll probably be back next week so we could talk about Anime Los Angeles in detail. But overall, would you guys say that you enjoyed your time at Taiyo?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
100% yes.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Signing off, this is Gerardo Paz with Jaime and Kevin as our guest, and we will see you next time. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Just,